Good evening everyone and welcome to TTL F2. We are here for Season 6, Round 7 of the Championship as we go to the Belgian Grand Prix at Spa-Francorchamps. Good evening everyone, I'm James Head, lead commentator for the action tonight. If you're wondering why I'm a bit out of breath, I've literally had to run up the stairs because I've just got myself a drink. Joining me in the commentary box, luckily, is one of TTG's newest signings as a commentator, and he was with me last week. What a fantastic race in Germany as well. Of course, it is Mr. Aidan Carter. Aidan, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you doing, James?
I'm doing really well. Yeah, I'm a bit out of breath, but I'm fine. I'm fine. And obviously, looking to Germany last week, and we had Siege win his first ever race of the season, and Spike obviously winning his second race of the season in the sprint race. How do you feel the guys will ensure that form is continued tonight? Because Belgium is a real difficult track for these guys.
Yeah, it's going to be a case of having to just build on the momentum they built last weekend. It was such a... The problem is now is that Spa is such a different track compared to Hockenheim that we're going to probably see completely different people come out on top this weekend. We don't at this track we don't really know. But Siege came away last weekend, but he was brilliant in both races last weekend. So he just needs to build on that momentum if he's to challenge Honey Badger, who didn't really have the best weekend in Hockenheim.
Yeah, and of course Siege was awarded driver of the day as well. And coming into tonight from round 6 in Germany, now to round 7 of course in Spa, Honey Badger still leads the way in the championship, but with a reduced margin. He's on 170 points, with Siege in second on 159, with Venom also in third on 148 points. By my calculations, that's 22 points separating the top three. That's quite a condensed margin for the top three.
That is, yeah, and one wrong move from either of them could drop them out of the running, or bump them straight, or bump the others straight back into it. So they're going to be on top. They've got to be on top of their game for the rest of the season. Yeah,
I know we were chatting before as well. Sean and Vic Miller only about 30 points behind Venom at this stage as well, but I honestly feel that both of them could try and get up there. Of course, Sean on 111 points, Vic Miller on 107. Spike still in some sort of contention as well. He's on 80 points. He's got a 90 points deficit to Honey Badger. 7th is Maze, tied with Matter on 36 points for 7th. Maximus is in 9th on 24, and Conti in 10th on 22. Renfara in 11th on 15. Drez, who has sadly left the league, he's in 12th on 8. Cam in 13th on 6. Esgrim is on 5 and 14th. Charlie and Spike, another one, Spike to leave the league. He's on 4 points as well as Charlie. And we've got a brand new driver here tonight. It's somebody that we're both fond of as well. And it is Storm 76, that's 72 UK, who I know we've came across plenty of times in FRL.
Yeah, I've raced against Storm a number of times. Storm is a very competitive racer. Me and him are pretty equal on pace if we ever race against each other. So I'm sure he's a good addition to this league, definitely.
All I can say is Storm, yeah, this is definitely going to be a lot cleaner than FRL. That's all I'm going to say right there. Well, I think we know. We were former FRL, now proper TTL F2. Big supporters of this league, of course. And this is the longest track on the calendar as well, 7 kilometres in length. I'll just run through the constructors though in the meantime. Dams leading the way, but again with a reduced margin. Only 4 points separating Dams and Arc Grand Prix. Arc Grand Prix on 191 points. BWT Arden in third on 167. MP and Campos are both tied. I think there might be a little bit of a mistake there in the graphics, but MP Motorsport on 148. Campos in 5th on 147. Univitosi is in 6th on 81. Carlin in 7th on 34. Sabajuni in 8th on 15. Prima in 9th on 13. And Trident in 10th on 4 points. And obviously coming into tonight, we've got the longest track on the calendar, 7 kilometres in length. This is going to be a real test for the drivers, especially with the feature and the sprint race tonight.
Definitely, yeah, and it's a case of Spa's known for wet weather as well, so there's always a risk of that, and there's a number of corners in this track that can really catch people out, and just to name a few, Eau Rouge, Pouon, you've got Les Comps Chicane, you've got Blanchimont, you've got the last corner at the bus stop. There's so many corners on this track that can gain or lose you so much time, so you've really got to be right on the limit of performance on this track to really stand out.
Yeah, just looking through the comments there. Good evening to everyone, of course, who is tuning in here to TTL F2. Storm saying that this is his first Formula 2 race, so it should be quite interesting. If it's anything like TTSL a couple of weeks back with his fight with Key, he should be right up there with the pace. Cam's saying also he's just wanting to point out that he's 2 seconds slower than everyone else on time trial. I think I might be quicker than you, in fact, on time trial, which is not that great because I'm a commentator and I'm outscoring some of the drivers in time trial. It's not the greatest look at all. Cam also saying it's my second one. Oh, sorry, what were you going to say?
I was going to say Cam's maybe down in time trial, but that's a completely different thing with race pace. And Cam's proved in Hockenheim last time out, while he made a few mistakes, he definitely had good pace. So while he may say that, he may be playing himself down a little bit. So keep an eye out for Cam.
Yeah, Cam actually coming in and also saying that it is actually ART, not art. I'm just going to say Art Grand Prix. It rolls off the tongue a bit better. I might be causing a bit of controversy with that, but yeah, Art Grand Prix sounds better. And Storm also coming in by saying, I'm also going to stop out the way. Don't want to cause any issues, and anything is cleaner than FRL. I completely and utterly agree with that statement whatsoever. Fantastic. But 10 seconds to countdown going here for the race in Belgium. Of course, do show your support for the drivers here out on track. If you do want to show support for your commentary team as well, you can also do that as well. Keep it clean, of course, in the comments section. Beautifully timed. It's 8 o'clock. It's Belgium, and one-shot qualifying for the feature race is about to begin. And obviously, looking at last week's results, Siege won, Venom second, Spike in third in the feature race. Do you think it's going to go along the same track again, or do you think Honey Badger will be out for revenge?
I think Honey Badger's got to be out for revenge. Hockenheim was really a poor showing for him. He had two bad races, one where he didn't finish and another where he made numerous mistakes. So he's gonna be out to redeem himself, I think, and this is definitely a good place to do it.
Yeah, I think the championship leader, of course, having those pure races in Germany, I think he scored out the points in both races, if I'm not mistaken there. I think he will be on the warpath to try and get pole position here, certainly, to begin off with, and then to try and make his dominant assertion on the feature race. Of course, it is interesting to see how he gets on tonight. We've got 13 drivers here tonight, including the debut of Storm, who looks like I think he'll be around mid-pack probably here tonight. But I'm going to go a weird top three. I'm going to go Honey Badger for the top, I'm going to go Venom second, and I'm going to go for Siege for third. There you go. You've heard it here first.
There we go. I think I'm going to go for Siege for pole position. I think Honey Badger's going to finish this one second, and I think I might put Spike third. I think.
Spike third, VRT Venom down towards the source hairpin for the first time, currently sitting in third in the championship, just cutting onto the curb slightly, but getting a good run out of turn one, and now down the hill through turn two, and then up towards Rouge and Radion. Rouge, of course, this little downhill bit, and then up into Radion at the top of the hill. Venom nearly losing the car, and he's invalidated the lap, so Venom running wide there has invalidated. Cam has also retired, so we'll go on board then with Honey Badger, who is on a lap, and he's coming towards the end of the first sector, down the Kemmel Straight and towards Lecombe. 32.8 through the first sector there for Honey Badger. He's currently out on top. Vic Mill and Conti and Storm well up there as well. My prediction pretty much going down the drain from Radion onwards. I think Venom down there in 11th and 12th. I think Spike has also invalidated this lap. Vic Mill and Honey Badger though coming through Ix and into Brussels corner. Sorry, this is Ix corner. Brussels was a corner before, and now down towards Pouon for the first time for these drivers, and you can take this with a little bit of flattening out through the corner. Don't want to get caught on the curb on the inside, and Honey Badger looking very nicely there, and he's currently, I would say, out in front by about a tenth of a second in terms of one-shot qualifying so far, and you can see a lot of changes will be happening on the left-hand side of your screen. Maximus is well up there as well. Coming towards the end of the middle sector then, Stavolo is the next corner up for Honey Badger. He's currently out in front with a 125.6. He didn't go purple through the middle sector though, so I think Vic Mill might just be edging it at this stage. Maximus, Charlie, Sean, Storm just losing a little bit of ground. He must have ran wide there through Stavolo, now through Blanchimont. Honey Badger, Vic Mill, Maximus looking like your top three currently, and again our predictions going right down the Swanee. Honey Badger then through the bus stop chicane as Sean retires from the session, looking to get the best run out of the bus stop as possible. Honey Badger, this is going to be about a 56.5 I think across the line. It's a 56.7, and he's actually 5/10 ahead of Vic Mill. Vic Mill really lost it in those closing stages there.
Yeah, a big slide on the exit from Vic Mill just didn't get the traction out of the corner, and that's what cost him in the end.
Oh, dear me. I thought we could continue on to speak a little bit longer there. There's a lot of disqualifications, of course. We'll go through the full grid order now, and it is Honey Badger out for revenge, and he takes pole position here at Spa for the feature race. Vic Mill in second, only 5.5 tenths off. 7 drivers getting their laps in. Maximus third, Charlie fourth, Mays in fifth, Esquerman sixth, Storm in seventh, and everyone else, well, invalidated their laps. It's simple as that. Sean, Conti, Spike, Venom, Cam and Siege. Most of our predictions, as I said, going down the Swanee right there. But I'm actually surprised how many drivers actually invalidated on their laps.
A number of them at Eau Rouge as well. It looks like Siege, Venom and Spike, it looked like all invalidated at the top of Radillon, and that's played perfectly into Honey Badger's hands. He's got clear track in front of him with all of his title rivals at the back.
Yeah, and I think it'll be fantastic to see how Honey Badger will get on, as it looks a bit overcast then out on track here at Spa for the feature race. Do believe we have got 16 laps maybe in this feature race. I'm not sure. I didn't go on to Grand Prix mode and have a look at the full race distances, so just take my word for it for now before we get into the formation lap. Plenty of cars bouncing out on track, having a bit of a rave out there, but looking like this is going to be a good race, and with the cloudier conditions, this is going to be a real threat to the guys on a set of soft compound tyres, because they're going to be quite cold to begin off with in this race.
Absolutely, it's a case of whether you can warm them up quick enough to be able to keep up with the pace in front. But we don't know if there's going to be rain later on in the session. Maybe starting on the harder compound of tyres is the best option.
So much for my 16 laps, by the way. It's 13 laps here out on track tonight. I was only 3 off. You can give me that one, I think. But we are on the formation lap, and let's have a look then at some of the strategies that the guys have chosen. Of course, they don't have to qualify on the same compound of tyre. In Formula 2, they can select whatever tyre they like to go on during the race. Maximus looks like he's lagging down the straight, slightly down towards Rouge and Radillon. But interestingly, top 8 on a set of softs. Venom the only one down in the bottom half of the field that's on a set of softs as well. He's surely got to be the one to watch early on.
Definitely, he's going to be able to work his way through, especially off the line as well. Just the difference in grip that the softs and the mediums provide off the line. It's going to be a bit of a rocket ship at the start. So maybe he's trying to force his way through his back early. But the others seem to be making hay while the sun shines, and while everyone else is out their way, and they'll make their way through that in that kind of direction, really, with the alternate strategy. But
I have to see how it pans out. I think, honestly, with Venom, he's got a couple of the guys that might be around the same pace. Spike, obviously, ahead of him, going to be around the same pace as him, I feel, around this track. Siege, 2 places behind him. Cam behind him, though, is going to not really be a threat, if I have to say that quite lightly. I don't think he's got the pace on the opening lap to try and get to Venom. Of course, hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream so far. Do show some of your support for the drivers. Looking at the some of the comments that's coming in, we'll get to the predictions in just a minute. It can only go up from here, says Cam. He's down in 12th, set of mediums on, he's got Siege behind him. Surely, if there's a few mistakes out in front of him, he'll be right there.
Definitely, and he did show good pace last time. He did show good pace last time out while there were a few mistakes, but the pace is definitely there. So if he's able to keep it clean and keep it to last time of the race, then who knows what he can achieve.
Yeah, Matter coming in as well, saying good evening, and he's lost track of time. Well, it's always good to wear a watch or a Fitbit or whatever you like to have, an Apple Watch. Make sure you come on time next week. That's all I'm going to say. Hopefully you will be here for the second race as well, because the sprint race is still going to happen. Honey Badger, Vic Mill and Maximus, I don't think he will be able to join, in fact, in the sprint race. I'm going to go for a bit of a wild and wacky prediction. Before I do that, though, I'm going to put you on the spot. What's your top 3?
Oh, I see. I'm going to go the complete opposite, and I'm going to play it a bit safe. I think Honey Badger's in the prime position really to run away with this one, so I think Honey Badger's going to win second. I'm going to put Vic Mill second, and I'm going to put Siege in third. I think he's going to work his way through the field pretty well.
Interesting, yeah. I'm going to agree with you to Honey Badger. I think he's going to have the pace in the opening lap to pull off. He's in Nick de Vries's car, of course, who's joined the Mercedes Formula E team recently. I'm going to go Venom second, and I'm going to go Vic Mill third. There you go, you've heard it here first. 5 red lights then are about to go out here for the feature race in Belgium. And a long light hold, but it's a light down, away we go, and Honey Badger's got a very good start. So has Vic Mill. Conti has dropped a couple of positions off the start. Oh, and there's a crash in front. Cam and Conti, I think, have caught together. That's unfortunate for them. It looked like Conti had just wheel spun off the start. Everyone clean through turn 1 on the back end, and Honey Badger leads on the run down towards the Rouge for the first time. Vic Mill in second. S. Graham trying to get a move done on Sean further down the field. Maximus though coming up in third. Charlie fourth. Mays in fifth. Hopefully everyone getting through here okay. S. Graham has lost the car slightly. Everyone through safely. Just watching Cam at the back. And Conti, yeah, they're both through as well. Sean and Maysville side by side down towards Lecombe for the first time. Sean on the outside line, Mays on the inside line though, and S. Graham trying to go around the, Venom that is, trying to go around the outside of Spike. Can he get the move done through Lecombe? He's a bit boxed in. If he can pull this off, then it'll be fantastic for the Scotsman, but Spike not giving him any room at all, and Storm is just keeping this 3 wide down into Brussels corner, and Venom is going to get to the price of 1 here through Brussels surely. Oh, and Spike just loses control of the car. Into Venom he goes as front wing damage. Chaos on the opening lap, and Honey Badger still leads them by 4.5 tenths. Through Pouon they go. Vic Mill second, Maximus in third. Charlie's got a good start in fourth. Mays in fifth, Sean in sixth. Sean ran on the back of Mays in the meantime. Quite a lot to dissect and analyse there. Storm in the meantime on the back of VRT Venom. He's trying to get the move done around the outside. If he can pull this off, it'll be fantastic for him, and he does pull it off. He was going to get the car in front anyways, and Spike and Siege pretty much getting held up here. A lot to talk about on the first lap as Cam is down the inside of Spike for 11th position, but Honey Badger leads the way by 6/10 of a second. Coming through Blanchimont for the first time, it's Vic Mill in second, Maximus third, Charlie fourth. Mays and Sean in the meantime are pretty much near side by side as they come through Blanchimont. And it's 1.5 tenths separating these two guys out on track. The Dams and the Campos are going to remain in those positions as well. As Cam is through, Venom just about rejoining track there. S. Graham then under pressure from Spike as well, down into the bus stop chicane. A lot happening in the early couple of laps. Venom then into the pit. Everyone else is far through safely. Honey Badger leads, Vic Mill second, Maximus third is your top 3. First lap thoughts from Aidan.
A little bit chaotic towards the back of the grid. Spike and Venom obviously come into contact, and Conti and Cam's off the line, but apart from that, perfect start from Honey Badger. He's already over a second clear now of Vic Mill, and it's just head down from now on.
Yeah, I've got to keep that focus in front. And Sean, in the meantime, right on the back of Mays. He's right in the slipstream now. Switches to the outside line down the Kemmel straight. Can he get the move done then around the outside into Lecombe? Sean ran the outside. Mays not going to give him any room at all. The Dams car is ahead slightly. Sean is going to have to bear with on this one, I think. He could switch it back down the hill towards Brussels. Sean on the inside line. Mays on the outside line. This will be difficult for Sean to try and get the move done as Mays tries to position his car as near to the middle of the track as possible. Sean, though, in the meantime, not giving this one up without a fight. It's great racing between the Campos and the Dams, and the Campos sailed it round the outside of X. Sean round the outside on Mays. Fantastic drive there by Sean to get the move done. Respect to Mays as well. He's up to 5th. What a move.
Brilliant move from Sean. Really clean racing, and great respect there for Mays as well to know when the battle was lost and let Sean through. But a really good move from Sean. Maybe you can catch up to Charlie now for P4.
Yeah, Spike just competed and moved down the inside of Pouon as well on Cam, who ran slightly wide, but Spike is through and he's up to 9th position as well. A lovely move that was, and I just caught on board with the Universality car, of course. But looking at Honey Badger, he's got 1.8 seconds early, and surely this is only head down from here and try and get fastest lap of the race to boot. I think he's going to win this quite comfortably.
Yeah, he's already cleared off at the front, and Vic Mill looks like he's starting to gap Maximus as well, so there's big gaps forming in the top 5. Siege now starting to catch his teammate as well, so he's starting to bring himself back in after being held up by a relatively messy start, but he's up to 7th and he's starting to catch his teammate now.
Yeah, Honey Badger with the fastest lap of the race there with a 2:01. We should see those lap times come down possibly towards the 58s, maybe even into the 57s if we are lucky. But Mays right on the back of Sean, then running down towards the Rouge and Radion for the third time. Of course, DRS now enabled. None of the top 5 are within DRS range. Mays is the only one, I think, out on track that will be within DRS range, as Mays now comes up to the top of a Rouge and Radion, but he's not going to be close enough. In fact, Sean got a terrific run through a Rouge and into the top of the hill at Radion, down the Kemmel Straight, leaving him for dead, and he's 8/10s clear, coming down into Lacombe. Sean beginning maybe to pull in the gap to Charlie as well. Oh, Maximus is round!
Maximus! Yeah, Maximus making a mistake at Lacombe. He's spun on the exit of Lacombe and he's hit the wall. He's damaged his front wing as well.
Is that left side end plate damage for Maximus? It is.
Yes.
So I think he's got caught on the curb there. He must have got caught on the outside curb and has gone straight into the wall, losing his left side end plate. Storm and Spike have just got to be careful with the slowing car in front and a bit of a lag car as well of Maximus. Storm makes it look pretty easy and gets past him, and I think Spike is going to get past him as well. Maximus saying, no thank you, I'm not getting involved in this, and he just lets the guys through. And Cam, I think, will probably be of the same opinion here as well, as he gets to the back of Maximus. Yeah, he'll let him through as well. And Spike has got the move done on Storm. I've just missed that. Storm ran the outside. Spike ran the outside of Storm. Good move.
Yeah, really good move. And I've just noticed as well on board with Cam, he's missing end plates on both sides of his wing. And somehow he's still managing to go around on the track without having an accident. So Cam's has got good pace despite missing half his front wing by the looks of things.
I would honestly say to him, well, I wouldn't say to him come into the pits now, because obviously he's going to have to go onto a set of soft compounded tyres, and them lasting 10 laps around here is nigh on impossible. As Graham let through there by Maximus, he's now into the point scoring positions of 10th. Siege though right on the back of Mays. The two Dan's cars, I think, definitely no team orders is going to be of the case here. Mays and Siege are going to battle it out fairly out on track.
Definitely, and Siege has caught well over 2 seconds within one lap, so Siege absolutely fine on those mediums. Maybe the crossover point has already happened.
Yeah, mediums of course starting to come in, and the sun is coming out, which would of course favour the soft compounded size, you would imagine. But obviously we are coming into lap 4. The softs, I think, will only last around 6, maybe even 7 laps around here. But Siege on the back of Mays, coming through Rouge and onto Radion, and now down the Kemmel Straight. Storm picks up a 3-second time penalty up the hill there, and this is going to be looking dead easy for Siege. He's down the inside. Mays, I don't think, is going to put up a fight for this one, and the Brit is through on his fellow countrymen. Mediums outpacing the softs at the minute, and Siege up to 5th, continuing his good form from last week.
Definitely, and it does look like the softs are starting to degrade, and maybe they're starting to overheat with the warmer temperatures now as well. With Sean is starting to catch Charlie a little bit, but look at the gap the top 2 have pulled from 3rd place Charlie.
Oh wow! Yeah, Honey Badger
6 seconds. Wow.
Honey Badger's 3.4 seconds clear of Vic Mill as well. He must be gaining at least a second a lap nearly on Vic Mill at this stage. Charlie now in 3rd, of course, after Maximus's mistake. He was in 3rd when he made that mistake. He has rejoined ahead of Conti, who has already been into the pit as well in the Arc Grand Prix car. But in the meantime, a Storm has got past Spike. Spike has got caught on the inside of Puon, I think, there, and he's spun around.
Yeah, he has, and Cam and Graham going up behind, but I don't think they're going to be close enough to make any sort of move. And I've noticed as well, Maximus pitted. He's put another set of softs on, so he's going to have to pit again.
Ooh. If he can make those tyres go, then honestly, I will. I might have to send him some money his way, but.
I think the problem for him though is he already started on the softs, so no matter how far he can take these, he has to pit again for a set of mediums.
Goodness me, I've just been rolling on board with Cam there, nearly went into the wall at Stavolo, really close, inches apart from the wall. Don't know how he's continuing on in that damaged car of the Trident.
Mays into the pits.
Mays is in. Trying to undercut his teammate maybe, I'm thinking.
Maybe an undercutting. He was relatively close to Sean and Charlie's starting to struggle with pace now.
Oh, so Cam! Cam's crashing into the pit lane. Got in the end.
Got there in the end.
Got there in the end, yeah. Cam just catching on board with that. He looked like he just tried to get into the pit. Obviously he's misjudged his line, and he's actually crashed before coming into the pit, and he's lost his entire front wing. So that is now going to be, from what would have been a 8-second pit stop, it's now going to be about a 12-second pit stop for him. Unlucky there for Cam. Sean in the meantime on the back of Charlie.
Yeah, so Charlie's starting to really struggle, over 7 seconds back from Victor now, so Charlie really struggling on his softs, and they have gone off. The mediums are the better tyre at this point. The Siege is catching these two hand over fist at the moment. Can't forget about Spike. Spike didn't have a spin, but he is still somewhat there or thereabouts. He could be on for a top 5 finish by the end of the race.
Yeah, pulling out the gap to Graham as well. That's going to fill him with a bit of confidence. Sean, in the meantime, on the back of Charlie, just through Puon. Both of these, of course, running on the same soft compound of tyres. They didn't qualify on these, of course. In the meantime, I'm going to focus my attention further down the field because we could have a 3 wide down the Kemmel straight between Maximus, Cam, who just came out the pits, and Conti. Look at the double toe here. Cam is going to sail past Maximus, you would imagine. Not going to give Maximus too much room. Conti, Maximus has actually run out wide and has lost the place to Conti. He did well to actually recover that, but Cam and Conti are both through and they're up into 11th and 12th, and Sean has got through on Charlie. Siege is in the background as well. Look at Siege just run around the outside of Blanchimon. If he can pull this off, this will be fantastic, and he does. Round the outside. I don't care that he's went off track a little bit, but Siege has got the move done, and he's up into 3rd position, and the top 2 are in.
The top 2 are in, absolutely brilliant. I'm just on board with Maze, seeing how fast his middle sector is compared to his best, and he's 8/10 of a second faster than his personal best in the middle sector, so the medium's easily the faster tyre. Now that now that Charlie has been held up and Sean has been held up, could Maze jump the pair of them? Sean stays out for another lap.
Let's have a look then. Honey Badger is just about to come out the pits now. Maze is just coming through towards the bus stop chicane. I think Charlie is going to be quite comfortably ahead here if he follows it now. Yeah, Maze is just coming through bus stop, and I think Charlie is going to be ahead of him. I'm under the...
really close.
Oh, it's going to be very close. I think he's going to be about 2 seconds inferior, maybe, Charlie. Actually, he might not be, because Maze is going to be side by side with him pretty much coming out the pits, and Maze is actually going to jump him. Charlie did not get the... I think he got his... he had his pit limiter on there.
Yeah, he did. He didn't change out of his pit limiter in time, so Maze managed to get a pass, and Charlie wouldn't be able to get the DRS off the back of him, which he could have if he'd released his speed limiter quicker. And that's let Storm catch up as well.
Yeah, that's a massive shame. Maximus is into the pits as well to replace onto a set of soft compound of tyres. Sean then on the back of Siege, and surely the mediums are going to be the quicker tyres. Siege obviously has actually got out, and he still hasn't been into the pits just yet, so we'll have to watch out for where Maze is in comparison to Siege, because both of them were separated by about a second, just under, out on track. We're slowly approaching the halfway stage here though in TTL F2 tonight, and it is Siege who does lead the way from Sean in 2nd, Spike in 3rd. The top 3 still yet to pit in. Venom I think might still yet to pit in as well as Conti maybe. They might not get to the end on their respective set of tyres. Honey Badger though is in 4th, and he's currently in the net lead of the race by around 5.5 seconds if you discount the top 3 who are still yet to come into the pits. I would imagine Sean will be the next to pit out of those guys. Vic Mill in 5th, Maze in 6th, Charlie in 7th, Storm in 8th, Venom in 9th. It's Graham filling out the top 10, Cam in 11th, who runs miles wide through Puon, and he's gonna rejoin track. Oh, he catches the bump. Goodness me, he's going for a bit of a wild and wacky ride there, Cam. Through Puon he goes, and Conti in behind in 12th, Maximus into the pits in 13th, and Sean into the pits from 2nd.
Yeah, so now it's going to be interesting to see where he comes out relative to Maze now, because Charlie and Sean were very close to each other just before Charlie pitted. Maze obviously a lap and 2 laps more on those medium tyres, so
Maze is going to have him. Going to have him quite easily, I think. I don't know, he's at the end of the pit lane, Sean. But we saw this last time around. Charlie didn't get his pit limiter out in time. I think Sean is just going to be ahead. Oh, he slides out the pit lane. Maze is just ahead of him. So Maze has actually jumped both of them, I do believe. Or is he just under the pair of them?
But Sean's going to be within his DRS range. So can Sean get him immediately past? As Maze makes a little mistake through rally on. He's a little bit sideways. Is Sean going to be able to get the one into low com?
Yeah, this is it for Sean. DRS now enabled. Right on the back of Maze, coming down towards the column. I think Maze is not really going to fight this. Sean sees him coming, but Maze hanging around the outside. Sean off the camber of the corner. The touch a little bit, but Maze on the inside arm is always going to get that one done. And on the cold tyres, you would imagine, Sean not able to pull that one off just yet. I think he should wait a lap or so. He was just hanging off the camber of the corner, and by that I mean he was literally missing off the apex and going left instead of going right into the turn. Sean though still in 5th position, and we've got Cam right on the back of S. Graham as well for 10th and 11th, and Cam actually set the personal best first sector. S. Graham is surely not going to go around the outside of Bustles. This will be tremendous if he tries to go around here. He switches it back now onto the inside, going to try and get the move done, maybe down towards Puon. This could be quite good if he can pull this one off. I don't think he's going to be close enough, and Cam, I think, will just now err on the side of caution as he tries to go up the inside of S. Graham. Not going to get that one done. Sean, in the meantime, on the back of Maze. We'll try and cut back between them both if we can. We'll go back and board there with Sean and Maze. And Sean right on the back of Maze coming through Blanchemont. Could go for the move.
Right, go for the outside.
No, he won't.
He's going to back up and wait for bus stop. Yeah.
Oh, switch back actually. Around the outside of the bus stop, maybe?
Possibly, but it may be better to wait for the straight, and these guys have got to be careful because Charlie's caught right back up to them already with these two fighting. And
Oh,
Storm
Sean.
off the back of this as well.
Yeah, Sean
Big
getting...
slide from Sean.
Oh, Storm as well, getting a massive slide out the final corner. In the meantime, I'm just going to go back to Cam and S. Graham because this is really going to hot up, I think, between these two. The two Brits find it out on track. Cam nearly into the back, just pushing them slightly wide. Maybe a little bit of a decent tap more than anything else. But Cam right on the back of S. Graham. S. Graham with a very poor run out, and Cam is going to wait, I think, down to the Kemmel straight to try and get this one done. Honey Badger closing in on Spike as well. Cam actually going around the outside of Lassalle's hairpin. Can he get the move done? He'll have the traction around the outside of the corner, and I think it's job done for Cam. He does get the move done around the outside of Lassalle's, and he's up into the point scoring finish. But Conti right on the back of these guys as well. Sean and May still fighting as well. There's a lot happening out on track.
There's a lot happening out on track at the moment, yeah, and Honey Badger really catching Spike now with those fresher tyres. The mediums for the top two look like they're starting to go off now as well. So Honey Badger's just in control of this race now, only 8 seconds off the lead of the race.
Oh, Cam decides to actually cut the corner there, just running on board with the battle further back. Cam rejoins track. Conti trying to go up the inside. Cam just about rejoins track in a safe manner. Conti not going to go for that one though, and Cam just forced to cut the corner at Lassalle's. He could have, I think, easily made the corner, but Cam and Conti just make a little bit of contact there, but they stay as they are. Sean and Maysville still fighting out. Look at
Maximus is round at the top of Radion. He's lost his front wing. He's made a mistake
Oh!
at the top of Radion.
Sean down the inside of Maze through Stavolo. What a move! Down the inside. That was late and committed on the brake. Sorry to butt in there, but the Campos driver down the inside of the dams. What a move that was! Opportunistic, but he pulls it off. Sean up to 5th. And maybe even actually this will be for a net 3rd.
Be for net 3rd, yeah, with Siege and Spike come in, but you've got to look up for Maze no doubt down the straight now, because that's given him the advantage of DRS. That move from Sean. And Charlie
Maximus
not
out of the race.
either. Yeah, Maximus has retired after that incident.
I think he lost that actually through the source at the wall where he
Siege
collected
still
himself.
comes out in 3rd.
Wow.
Much higher than I expected.
And
Spike's
Spike?
going to come out right in the middle of this battle.
They're not going to be no. I think Maze is just going to wait for the DRS here, possibly for Spike. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Thought he was going
to. Also going to have DRS on Siege, so can Spike get the run on Siege for P4?
This is really hotting up out on track. Lap 9 out of 13, 9.5 if you're being picky. Spike then on the back of Sean, trying to get the move done. The softs against the medium, surely inferior. He opts to go around the outside, even though I thought the gap was there on the inside of the corner, and he doesn't pull it off. I think Spike should have went to the inside. He would have had the run on him. Whether he got the move done is a different thing.
It definitely looked like it would have been the smarter move to go up the inside, but look at this train now starting to form behind Siege, all the way back down to Venom, and Storm not far off the back of this group either, so a real train forming for P4 at the moment. Cam,
not sure if he was weaving on the straight there. He's right behind S. Graham. I'm not sure if that was a weave or if they just made a little bit of contact. Still for 10th and 11th. And Cam on the back, not going to get the move done. He is warming. I think he's trying to get heat into those tyres more than anything else. Those tyres are beginning to wear quite quickly.
Yeah, definitely. We've still got Spike all over the back of Sean, and Charlie also all on the back of Maze. Maze starting to lose touch with Sean and Spike in front.
Honey Badger still leads though, about to start lap 10 I think. Yeah, we're about to start lap 10.
8-second lead over Vitmil, who's on a relatively lonely but very clean race. And I just think Siege is too far back to make anything happen for second place at the moment, but still from the back of the grid. Great result so far for Siege.
Spike trying to look around the outside of Blanchemont, not going to get the move done. He'll have to wait until the bus stop and maybe even until the source happen. A little bit of lag there. Spike trying to go Switching it back down the inside into the final corner. He's right on the back of Sean, the Campos and the Univertosi cars, and looking behind as well, Maze and Charlie. If this battle really hots up between these two, they're going to be falling back, you would imagine. As he's down the inside of the source. Don't think he's going to get the move done. The traction always going to be around the outside of the corner, and these are not going to be going side by side down the straight. And it looks like Sean actually just gives up on that position. So Spike getting the move done, but maybe a bit of a tactical throw there from Sean. I think he's going to have the DRS. He is. That's cheeky from Sean. The Campos car right on the back of the Univertosi, running down the Kennel straight, and Sean there to the outside line. Spike on the inside line. Surely this is only going to go one way. Sean ran the outside, through on Spike. Surely around the outside of the com, they make a little bit of contact. I still think though, even if that was a little bit cleaner, Sean would have called off the move, so he's up to 4th, passing Spike, and Maze just slightly wide in the background. Charlie right pressurising him.
Yeah, and Venom there as well, who pitted early after front wing damage. He's managed to work his way back up to 8th and is still on for a possible P6 finish at the moment. Maze is really struggling at the moment on those videos. Starting to hold those people up behind us. Cam's retired from the race.
Where was that? That was on the Kemmel straight, I think.
Yeah.
So he's retired out the race. Venom in the meantime, right on the back of Charlie. He could get the inside. Look at the run on him. Down the inside, Venom gets the move done. The Scotsman surely down the inside. A little bit of hanging off the camber of the corner. A little bit of contact, but he gets the move done. Charlie has to give up on that one. Good move there by the Scotsman. Unbelievable to think he's on 8 lap of medium compound of tyres. He can get a move done like that. Venom up to 7th, and more importantly, he's got past Charlie, which means he's getting extra points for the championship.
Yeah, an extra point for the championship, and he's still at the front for the sprint race, so he's still got a good chance of scoring points there. He's already on the back of Maze, though. Can he make a move? He won't be close enough for the bus stop, but can he make a move into the source or down the Kennel straight?
Siege new fastest lap of the race, 1:59 flat in the dams. Spike is right on the back of Sean already. The Univertosi car against the Campos once again. Maze just trying to hang off Venom in the meantime. Venom in the background trying to get, as I've got a bit of brain freeze on my teeth at the minute. I've just had an ice cube go on them. That is horrible. But going to continue on. Spike on the background, on the back of Sean, and now through a Rouge and up Radion once again, and Spike makes a terrific mistake. Big, massive moment there for Spike. That cost him all sort of chance, I think, to try and get the move done on Sean. We're going to look back then, because Venom right on the back of Maze. Look at him, jet-propelled the MP Motorsport down the inside on Maze, and he's got the move done, I think. Maze not going to fight that one. Venom had 3/4 of the car ahead of him into the corner, and Venom is up into 6th place and is driving like a potential future champion, as Charlie now is down the inside of Maze, possibly down in towards Brussels corner. He's not going to opt for the move, though, in the Trident. Charlie on the back of Maze for 7th position. A lot of good battling here in Belgium, and Spike is right on the back of Sean. No, down the inside of Pouon. Surely not. Spike on the softs. Sean on the medium. Surely not. He's going to pull this one off, and he has. Spike down the inside through Pouon. Hats off to him. What a move that is by Spike. Opportunistic again from the Univertosi man, but he's through on Sean using those softer compound of tyres to great effect, and he's through to 4th. What a move.
Brilliant move. He had to make that move because I think like Sean had learned kind of Spike's attack pattern, so he was defending really well. Spike had to go for the opportunistic move when he had the chance, and now he's going to clear off ahead of Sean. Can Venom take P5 off of Sean?
He could do. He's 1.5 seconds off. Charlie in the meantime on the back of Maze, coming through into Blanchimont once again, both on a set of medium compound of tyres. You would imagine with a lap fresher tyres, Charlie would get the move done on Maze, but nothing is set and done, nothing is set in stone here in Formula 2 racing in TTL F2. We are on lap 12, penultimate lap of the race. Honey Badger leads. Oh, Charlie has a massive snap of oversteer. He got caught in the bump, I think, actually, on the track.
And that's left him vulnerable to Storm now, who's looking for that reverse grid pole position.
Oh, he's went wide through La Source as well. And
yeah,
Storm's
he's definitely
gonna...
wide, and Storm up the inside, and Storm's going to get past him before... Both of them trying to back off to get DRS off of each other, and Storm is the one that will get DRS. Charlie's fallen way too far behind Maze now. Storm possibly off a P8 position in his first race, and first good pole in his first event for Formula 2.
Oh, look at the speed. BWT Arden ran around the outside now on the Trident. This should be job done for Storm. He's going to get the move done, I think. Charlie's
really
back on the inside. Oh, how's he pulled that one off on the brakes? What a move. Charlie up to 8th and Storm loses control of the car. How on earth Charlie came back? Danny Risk X. I can't even speak. Danny Rick-esque, I should say. Charlie gets the move done on Storm, turning a negative into a positive right there. Brilliant comeback there from Charlie. How we managed to stop that car, we'll never know. I think Storm saw it coming as well and backed off a little bit, thinking that Charlie was going to outbrake himself, and Charlie didn't. So really good defensive driving there from Charlie. Fair play to Charlie. What a move that is. It might be the move of the race for me so far in the feature. Of course, we've got the sprint race still to come. I've just noticed that ILRT Matter has also joined in for the sprint race, so we are up another driver. Honey Badger then about to start the final lap of the race, and it's been truly dominant out in front from the Arc Grand Prix man, and the championship leader is going to be extending his championship lead on the likes of Siege and on Venom as well. Surely this is going to be possibly the crowning of the champion.
Just a dominant performance. So dominant that we've just not really paid attention, because he's not come under any pressure at all so far this race. He's just been driving cleanly out front. Same with Vicknell as well. Vicknell not fast enough to challenge Honey Badger, but a great result for him so far in second. Venom's been disqualified. Failed to use the right compound of tyres. He didn't pit again. He
didn't go for a set of softs.
He started on the mediums and changed his front wing, and he put mediums on again and didn't pit. Disaster for another championship.
He's going to be heartbroken.
Championship runner out of the race, and that's taken him out of contention really for the sprint race as well. He would have started P3 on the grid for the sprint race, and he's now back at the bottom of the field for the sprint race.
Did he get a notification, I wonder, about the regulations? Storm, in the meantime, on the back of Charlie. This will be the deciding factor of who starts P1 and 2 in the sprint race. Charlie, 7th, Storm in 8th, ran the outside of Lacombe. Oh, trying to pull off that one, but Charlie, wise to the danger. The Trident man's still out in front, but Storm in a much better exit. Look at the run down in towards Brussels, and Charlie is now under sustained pressure. Both on the same strategy, and they're side by side through intakes. Corner, Storm around the outside. We saw this with Spike earlier. He's going to try and switch it back, and I think he's going to get the move done, because Charlie is nearly into the wall there. Luckily, no right side end plate damage, but Storm is through up to P1, and he gets the move done. He's up to 7th. Good move there, but in the meantime, Honey Badger. What a fast lap this was. Honey Badger now through the final 2 corners. It's been a truly dominant success from the Dutchman. A 10-second win, and he takes the feature race. And is that the race where Honey Badger picks up the championship win? Well, who knows? Vickmill in 2nd, Siege across the line in 3rd, and my prediction, I think, has nearly went right, kind of. Siege in 3rd across the line. Spike will be finishing in 4th. However, I'm going to go back to the action between Storm and Charlie towards the line. Charlie just running wide. Is he going to try and pull off the move down into bus stop, I wonder? Don't think he will. Spike is across the line in 4th. I think Sean might jump him on penalties. Charlie ran the outside of bus stop. Trying to get the move done. They're side by side. It's going to be tight to the line. Split across the track. Charlie and Storm actually gain on Maze as a result of that. Charlie finishes ahead of Storm. Pretty much a photo finish could take off that one. S. Graham is going to be coming across the line in 9th, and Conti across the line in 10th. Well, what turned out to be one of the uncleanest lap ones has turned into the best race, I think, this season.
A really good race, and I would just like to shout out to myself. My prediction was absolutely spot on, so thank you guys for finishing where I predicted you would. But yeah, a great race, and we'll pull the top 3. Honey Badger and Vickmill dominant out front, and Siege pulled away from the back of the field up to P3. Really good performance from him as well.
See, he's not only a talented commentator, he's also a talented predictor of results as well. But we see.
Placed a bet on that one.
Should have placed a bet on that one, yeah. I would have given you a $5 write-up, but Honey Badger takes the win in the Arc Grand Prix. A truly dominant success from our championship leader. Not only does he extend that championship lead on Siege by 10 points, I think Siege Man have just nicked him for fastest lap as well. So I think it's actually going to be 9 points the lead from Honey Badger to Siege. But what a win for Honey Badger, and you would imagine this is going to carry on into race 2.
Absolutely, with Venom down the back and Siege only 2 places in front of the speed that Honey Badger showed in that race. Surely he's going to be able to extend his championship even further into the sprint race.
Just realised actually Siege did take fastest lap of the race and came from the back of the grid to finish in 3rd, so well done to him. Honey Badger then takes the win in Belgium for the feature race. Of course, don't tune out because we've got the sprint race still to come, and the sprint race is normally better than the feature race. Yeah, I'll trust you on that one. Vic Mill 2nd, Siege in 3rd with Sean in 4th, Spike in 5th, Charlie in 6th, Storm in 7th, 2/10 of a second separating him and Maze in the end, and Storm actually picking up a 3-second time penalty. S. Graham in 9th, Conti coming across the line in 10th. They all pick up the points. Cam, Maximus, the Trident and the Carlin respectively DNF'd, and Venom disqualified from the race for failing to use the right compound of tyres. I wonder how his reaction has been. See if he has said anything then in the comments section.
Just have a look in the comment section actually. Mainly like otherwise known as Toxic's commented in. It was before lap 6 is when his pit stop happened, so it's before lap 3 because it's a 50% race, so I imagine it didn't count as his mandatory pit stop, and that might be why he was disqualified.
Yeah, good shout out there to Toxic, who's actually tuning in, saying if it was before lap 6, it doesn't count, I don't think. Yeah, there is a rule in Formula 2, it was added for last season, where the drivers, if they pit before lap 6, if they don't get any damage before lap 6, which I think Venom didn't, he pitted in early to try and get an undercut from, I think it was a bit of a moment, if I recall. He pitted in before lap 6. That's why he got disqualified from the session. So just to point out that's why he got disqualified. But 9 laps await the drivers here on track. We've got LRT Matter in the lobby, which is great to see. 14 drivers then about to do battle for the sprint race. And well, Maze is starting out on top, Storm in 2nd. This is going to be a really intriguing sprint race.
Definitely, I think just looking at place where everyone's placed, it's going to be a case of Siege and Honey Badger and Spike seeing if they can come up to the podiums, and Maze and Storm seeing if they can hold on. I think Storm, for his first ever F2 race, has shown really good pace to be battling for P6 in the end. He could be a threat to win the sprint race. There's a number of people though that could win this race. We could have Venom from the back if it's a little bit crazy. We can have Honey Badger, we can have Vic Mill, Siege, Spike. It all depends really on how the first lap goes and how everyone's able to get through it.
Well, looking at what happened in Germany last time out in the sprint race, it was Spike in that Univertosi taking his 2nd win of the season. I think the last time he took that was in Spain's feature race. So that's where his last win was in season 6. Obviously, he won the sprint race. Venom was 2nd, Vic Mill was 3rd. Are we going to see something similar to that? I don't think we will, though, judging by the wideness of where we've got the drivers here tonight. Spike in 4th, Vic Mill 7th, Venom in 13th.
Yeah, I don't believe that we're going to get the same podiums. I think Spike is in for a good shot of the win, and I think Siege and Honey Badger and Vic are all within a good shot of the win, but it's a case of Spike's in the best position at the moment with the pace he's got. Can Maze or Storm or Charlie get out in front and gap before Spike's able to get through the rest of the field?
Yeah, it will be interesting to see. I've got an ice cube in my mouth, so I do apologise, which is terrible. There we go, it's gone. 9 laps as they await the drivers. I'm going to predict a wild prediction. Give me the force, Aiden. Give me the force.
Shall I tell you my prediction first?
Yes, go on.
Go on then. I'm going to go for Spike for the win. I think Spike will take his 2nd sprint race win in a row. I think 2nd is going to be Siege, and 3rd I'm going to put Sean in 3rd.
Intriguing. So basically 4th, 6th and 5th going to be ending up on the top 3 steps of the podium.
That's
interesting. Vic Mill I'm going to predict for the win. He normally has a strong sprint race, and I think he's got a good performance within him, a dominant sprint race performance within him. So I'm going to go the BWT Arden there for the win. For 2nd, I'm going to go for Maze, who I think will hold some of the guys behind him. And you might laugh at me for that one by predicting him, but Maze, I think, has got the pace. If he gets a good start, he's going to be right up there. And for 3rd, I'm going to go Honey Badger for 3rd. I think he might have a good race here.
Fair enough.
I'll let you take it away.
Okay. Here we go for the sprint race then. We'll wait for the 5 lights to turn on. Here we go then, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. Who gets the best start off the front of the grid? Lights out and away we go. It looks a very even start from the front row. Spike with a really good start already past Charlie. He's going to go for the bleed into turn 1 down the inside of Maze. He thinks about it but backs out at the last second. He doesn't quite go for the move. Siege up to 4th already. Victim and Honey Badger scrapping. A little bit of contact with mid-pack, but Spike already up to 2nd and on the back of Maze for the race lead. A great start from Spike. Storm's still there though, as Spike runs a little bit wide through Radion.
All clean.
3 wide for the lead. Oh, this is incredible. 3 wide for the race lead between Spike, Maze and Storm. Who's going to come out on top? And Siege is just behind as well. Spike's going to go around the outside of Maze through Lecom, and he's going to take the lead. He is. Oh, a little bit of contact further back. Oh, and a Constantina effect. As Siege gets sideways, Honey Badger and Venom and Charlie and Vicmill all get caught up in that and get damaged. Who's got the worst damage out of everyone? I think Siege got away with it. I think Venom's got damage. I think Honey Badger just might have got away with that one, but he's up to 4th from 8th already. So he's on for a good shot at winning this race as well. Vicmill may have got damage in that, and I think Charlie did as well. Sean down to 9th. Sean's had a really poor start from 5th on the grid. Cams is up to 10th. Matters past Graham. Graham who's dropped from 10th on the grid down to 14th. Apart from that, Spike already a 2nd clear up front. As Maze is starting to hold up the pack already. Storm coming up behind the back of Maze. Is Honey Badger going to make a move? No. Venom's struggling with understeer. That front wing damage. Is that a move in the background there?
Yeah, Cam's just gone around the outside of Charlie.
Oh, brilliant move from Cam's, and he's already on the back of Sean as well. I think Charlie's lost 2 places in that actually.
Left side end plate damage.
Yeah, he must have put up that Constantine effect, and they come really close to the wall. Just managed to stay out of it. Honey Badger on Storm is already past. The Honey Badger's going for 2nd at the end of lap 1 from 8th on the grid. A great first lap from Honey Badger. Here we go into bus stop. Honey Badger's not going to go for the move. There's a yellow flag. Sean's retired. Sean's spun. Oh, and Storm's into the back of Honey Badger. Just gets away with it. Venom down the inside of Sean. Oh, that's a really late move there. Oh, and that's pulled Vicmill out as well. Oh, and Cams has put in that as well. Really, really messy first lap from the 3 drivers. As we've got Charlie into the pits as well with his front wing damage. And Honey Badger up the inside of Maze into on the exit. Honey Badger and Maze side by side into Eau Rouge. Honey Badger's out on top. So yeah, a bit of a crazy first lap, but already Spike with a 3-second lead after lap 1.
Wow, Spike, yeah, really getting a good start. I didn't really catch on board what happened there through the final couple of corners of the bus stop chicane. Cam has left the session. I think he's retired that in the pit lane. No, he has. He's actually retired that out on track. Maze, though, down the inside of Honey Badger, trying to get the move done. The dams against the Arc Grand Prix. And the Arc Grand Prix, I think, will come out on top. He does. So Honey Badger stays in that 2nd position, but Spike with a 3-second lead already. Honey Badger 2nd, Maze in 3rd, Siege in 4th, Storm in 5th, having a good start. Venom in 6th. Just to point out on that collision and that Constantina effect, that Storm just misjudged his line going through Lecom. Just got caught, I think it was on the inside of... I don't know who it was. I think it might have been Venom who got caught up in that. Then it caused the Constantina effect behind. I think it was just a case of Storm just missing out his line slightly, which caused all of that Constantina and all of that front wing damage. The stewards will definitely be busy after that lap 1.
Yeah, and just a note on the bus stop as well, it looked like Sean was a little bit sideways in the middle part of the corner, and Venom tried to go for an opportunistic move in the 2nd part of the bus stop chicane, and it just didn't really pay off, and he went into the side of Storm, and that caused Vicmill and I believe Cams to be involved in that because they were caught up behind the sideways Venom, so that's why they've dropped down the field, and that's why Cams is retired.
No DRS, of course, on the 2nd lap. We're about to go on to lap 3, though, where DRS will be enabled for the sprint race. Of course, no safety car on here in TTL F2, which you would have seen for Sean, obviously, crashing out. In the meantime, Spike leads the way. 2.9 seconds. Honey Badger, he's on the warpath once again. The 2 Dams cars are about to go side by side down into the source, because Maze is on the inside line. Siege trying to hunt around the outside line. Goes very wide. Very weird line, but I think
really good
on the traction, yeah.
Wow, good move. Siege to pass his teammate, and Storm's already on the back of Maze as well. Storm got a really good run out of the source compared to Maze.
Vicmill completing the same move further in behind as well. He's up to 9th, passing S. Graham and all of that. Storm on the back of Maze. We're not going to have a 3 ride down the Camel Straight, are we? Siege, Maze, and Storm once again. Maze, I think, look at Storm.
Maze really let on the brakes, might just outbrakes himself. Yeah, he has. He's through the chicane, so that's going to let Storm through as well. And Venom's doing as well.
Yeah, he's rejoined in a good manner there, Maze. He's just out in front of Conti, which has got Venom actually trying to go around the outside of Storm through their com. Now in towards Russell's corner, and actually Venom is down the inside of Storm, trying to get the move done off. Fair play to him, he's got the move done. Venom, the Scotsman. Wow.
With front wing damage as well, Venom up 9 places already. Venom up to 4th with front wing damage, pulls up number 4 well, so
you can see that
struggling to pull on, yeah, but wow, he's had an incredible start to this race, up 9 places. Honey Badger's up 6, and we've had Conti up 3 as well.
Yeah, quite
Maximus up 4 places.
Quite a few positives. Go on.
That's me done.
That's you done. I'm just saying there's quite a few positives, yeah, in the position changes. Venom, of course, as you say, gaining the most positions, and there are the position changes for you guys. Conti then on the back, oh my god, Maximus nearly into the wall through Staffalo. Jesus, he was so close to the wall, literally inches apart once again. Vickman has dropped 2 positions. He's then on the back of Maximus as well. Conti under pressure, and May's beginning to pressurise Storm, maybe the 5th position once again. Vic Mill looking to the outside of Maximus, though, around the bus stop. He's going to be on the inside line, and he's got the move done, I think, Vic Mill. Down the inside, he's got the car ahead at least coming across the line. It's going to be side by side down towards La Source. Vic Mill and Maximus. Vic Mill on the outside line, Maximus down the inside line. Colin against PWT Arden.
Contact.
Maximus, I think, was going to get that move done down the inside, and he has came out on top of that one. So Maximus up into 8th position. Always going to have the inside line down into the source, but Vic Mill just got to take his time in behind. Maximus with a bit of a half moment there. Vic Mill then looking to the outside, just ahead of this. Conti is going on Maze as well. Yeah, the Arc 1 pre-car against Maze in the dams. Oh, and Conti! Oh my goodness me, he's gone for the inside on Storm, trying to get the move done. That was a bit of unfair play there by Conti. He's down the inside though of Storm in the meantime. He just pretty much edged Maze out the way, elbows out quite literally down the Kemmel straight to try and pull off a double move. The toe was never going to work in his favour. Vic Mill's trying to get up on the inside of this as well. Where's he came from? The Paul trying to go around the outside of Vic's corner, not going to get the move done. Maze has to slot in front, and look at Maximus as well. This has all kicked off big time for 5th position. Storm pretty much holding on a train. Get on board, because this is like a Northern Pacer train at this stage.
Absolutely. Vic Mill all over the back of Maze. Is he going to go for the move? He is. He's down the inside. Maze leaves in just enough room, but Vic Mill not far enough alongside to make a mistake, but Maze wide.
Got the switch
got
back.
the move done. He is.
Oh, a little
really
bit
good move from Vic Mill.
Yeah, a little bit of lag there, but he gets the move done. Maze and Maximus. Maximus up next for Maze. Maze is dropping down the field quite a lot.
Conti so sideways. Wow, how he held that. Brilliant, really good.
Oh, he's messed up his gear as well. Vic Mill down the inside, plunge him on. Oh my god, hold your breath for this one.
Contact.
Oh, how'd they got through there?
Here comes Maze back at them. Vic Mill late on the brakes on Conti.
He's down the inside, he's got him.
He's down the inside.
3 wide. Oh my god. Elbows
Crazy. Crazy racing. How Vic Mill managed to keep control of that car and take the pace still. Incredible. It's up to 6th. He's making his way back up for a poor start. And look at the lead. Honey Badger's halved the lead to Spike now. He's going for the double victory. And Spike gets a penalty.
Spike gets a penalty, 1.4 seconds. That was up the top of Radion, that was. It's 1.3 seconds separating. Honey Badger trying to catch. In the meantime, mid-pack battles galore here. Maximus right on the back of Maze. He just runs a little bit wide, does Maximus. The Carlin against the Dams, and the Dams is going to be damned down the straight at once more straight line speed, but Maximus is down the inside here, and I think he's going to commit the move down the inside, or is he? Maze hanging around the outside, trying to get the move done, and he has done. Maze is defending that position like an absolute lion right there, and somehow Maze has stayed in 8th.
Really late on the brakes. He's managed to pull that one off. It didn't work for him early on in the race, but look at the lead now as well, nearly a second. Honey Badger's absolutely flying. He's going for the double. And Venom, I don't know how Venom is doing it with that front wing damage, but he is still holding on to 4th, and he's not dropping that far back behind Siege. He's actually gapped Storm.
He's actually catching Siege, I think, Venom. Just dropped a little bit there, but I think as a whole, Venom is beginning to catch Siege Out on track as Vic Mill has been led through there by Storm, BWT, Arden, Orders there. Vic Mill then into 5th, Storm now down to 6th. And Storm, I've got to say, I'm really impressed by how he's adapted from the F1 cars from Friday night in TTSL to the cars here tonight in the F2. It's totally a different car to drive. How on earth he's adapted that is beyond me. And how on earth the battle for the lead is now 5/10 of a second is beyond me as well.
Where on earth is Honey Badger
Where's that came from?
For the double? This pace that Honey Badger's had, where was this in Hockenheim? Honey Badger's absolutely flying. He's gapped Siege so much. He's just so much faster than everyone else around him.
Oh, I thought Maximus was going to go
the back of Spike in La Source. So much more confidence.
I think he's got fastest lap as well. Yeah, he's 7/10 clear on the fastest lap compared to Spike at this stage. That just speaks for itself. Honey Badger then up through Rouge and Radion once again. We're on lap 6 out of 9. We are 2/3 of the way through. I know Maze and Maximus are fighting through turn 1, and Maze has pulled off that move on Maximus. Here comes Honey Badger then, round the outside. Spike has got the good straight line speed though. He could still defend this down the inside, the Univertosi man. Honey Badger around the outside, always going to get that one off. It was easy as you like, and Honey Badger's got the move done, and he's up into the lead of the race.
Spike. Ooh. I thought Spike was going to go for the move.
He is.
Oh, he is. He's going to go down the inside.
Oh my god! No way is he down the inside here.
Honey Badger. He's got the best line through the corner, but Spike going to
try and go around the
outside.
Oh, Jesus Christ Almighty!
Just managed to keep it going in a straight line.
How did he not hit the wall there?
Really good driver for the pair of them, but Honey Badger's just on another level so far. He's on the perfect setup for Spa and so much confidence, so fast in a straight line, and he's just got so much pace in the middle sector. No one can keep up with him.
Yeah, I noticed Honey Badger's time trial time actually early on. He's been doing a lot of practice around this track, and it was, yeah.
All for good effect. Clearly, he's been dominant so far.
Spike!
Oh, he's in the wall. Oh, he's thrown away a possible P2 position, and Siege is going to go through now as well.
As is Venom. Podium's gone for him.
And Spike's doing donuts.
Yeah, he's had enough. Oh, who was that? Maximus!
Oh, Maximus spins right in front of Spike.
Rear left tyre caught on the outside of Stavilo there. That's what that was.
So it's all kicking off on one lap.
Spike could still get a point out of this. On Maximus, yeah, you never know.
Conti on the back of Storm now.
ILRT Matter around the outside on S. Graham.
Oof.
Gets the move done.
Wow.
Good reaction timings there by S. Graham. I've got to say, the Scotsman right on the back of the Brit. And ILRT Matter now is under again sustained pressure, but he's going to get the move done into La Source. He gets that one signed, sealed and delivered. Conti on the back of Storm. Everything kicking off within a space of, well, I don't know, about a minute or so. Honey Badger leads by 7 seconds. Siege in second, Venom third, Vicknell fourth, Storm in fifth, and Conti in sixth. And I think Conti's going to get him.
Yeah, easy move.
Got him.
Storm not fighting that one.
Yeah, he's up into fifth position. My mum's going to sleep, so I've got to stay a little bit quiet now.
Yeah, Vicknell starting to catch Venom now for P3, but shout out to Venom. How on earth is he third with that front wing damage? He's up 10 places and he's managed to keep his pace. He has dropped from the back of Siege now, he's no longer catching him, but how he is still third with that front wing damage just goes to show where his pace could have been had he not been disqualified and not got the damage. It's just been a case of bad luck this season so far for him, but Vicknell now really starts to catch. Have the same podium as the feature race in the sprint race?
Surely not.
Vicknell and Siege will be the wrong way around, but still the same drivers on the podium in the sprint race as the feature race. Has that happened yet?
Don't think it has?
No, I don't think it has. I think it's a case of this track has really suited certain drivers.
Storm going very well. Conti's nearly lost the through Stavilo.
Again.
Storm's going to have him.
That's the second time Conti's managed to go that sideways. Storm's back through, yeah. Or is he? Storm's got front wing damage. Launch him on, a little bit of contact, Storm's forced out wide.
Here comes Maze.
Here comes Maze. Storm really early on the brakes, Maze just has to brake a bit earlier.
This has been handed on to a plate for Maze, I think. He's going to get these two done quite easily, I think. Storm and Conti opens up the DRS. Storm with no DRS. Maze on the outside line. We're on the penultimate lap. Honey Badger leads by 7 seconds. Mazer around the outside. He's got the traction.
Wide line.
Conti ahead though.
Get the run down the hill. Not going to
Oh,
try
is he?
to side by side through
Oh my god, no. No, he's not close enough. Goodness me. And Venom actually has lost a lot of time because here comes Vic Mill down the kennel straight. Vic Mill, Venom to the inside line, Vic Mill around the outside, he's got the car ahead. Oh my god. Vic Mill is still hanging on around the outside somehow. Oh, bloody messing.
Conti's managed to get past.
How on earth Venom has held on to that is beyond me.
I think they're basically pushing him through the corners now, sheesh.
Bump drafting in NASCAR, this is.
Yeah, Venom's all of a sudden 6 seconds off the back of Siege. Where's his pace gone? I think that damage has finally caught up with him, and maybe his front tyres are completely worn out. Yeah, look at the understeer. Not down the inside of the second half of 2-1.
Got him.
Yeah.
Or has he?
Going to get him back into the next corner.
Mace's ahead of Storm as well.
Ooh. Yeah, and Vic Mill around the outside.
Good move.
Yeah, so we've got
really
the same
good
drivers on the podium for the feature race as in the sprint race.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
How Venom is still coping with that. I think I can probably lead to Venom. I think he's made some sort of mistake somewhere out on track. That's why the gap came down so quickly. Because I think it was about 2 seconds the last time I looked at it.
Yeah, surely. It's either that or his front tyres are just completely worn out with that front wing damage. Obviously the tyres are starting to slide across the surface far more. He's still there. He's still got the run on Vic Mill. Going to go for the move though. Late on the brakes, nearly into the back of him, but he just managed to get it stopped in time.
Goodness me, I don't know what was scarier there. My reaction of Venom braking very late, nearly into the back of Vic Mill. Goodness me. Honey Badger then leads on the final lap of the race.
Again, Venom. Sheesh.
Still
Venom
on the
much
back of
more
him.
confident than Vic Mill on the brakes.
Yeah, Honey Badger still leads though. 7.6 seconds. It's going to be 2 out of 2 here tonight for him. Siege as well going to be second. But the battle for the podium as Vic Mill has picked up a 3-second time penalty. Maximus has got the move done. No, S. Graham and Maximus are battling out through the source hairpin. And Maximus with the traction's got the move done. So Venom right on the back of Vic Mill. Not going to be close enough. I don't think he dared risk that with his front wing damage. Playing it safe.
I think he definitely knows that the battle's kind of in Vic Mill's favour at the moment. Does Venom have a penalty though? Let's double check. Could Venom be on for a podium?
In the meantime, I'll look. S. Graham down the inside of Maximus. Trying to get the move done, and he has. Scotsman passed on the brake for 9th. Good move.
And Spike takes the fastest lap away from Honey Badger.
Interesting.
Yeah, but Venom with no penalty. Despite the front wing damage, no penalty for Venom. Vic Mill has a penalty, so Venom's on for a podium.
Yeah, Venom on for a podium. A second off that gap. Oh my god, Honey Badger nearly got so close to the wall there at Stavilo, but he's now coming through Bronchimon for the final time. It looks like it's all calmed down, I think, out on track, I hope. Maximus and S. Graham are going near side by side through Puon now on the mini. Oh, Maximus has actually just lost that, I think. Honey Badger then through the final corner. It's going to be 2 out of 2 for Honey Badger, and what a way to make this a championship fight. He loses out the final corner. He doesn't give one iota. He's across the line to win in Belgium, and what a win for Honey Badger. Again, another dominant win, and I think that's the most dominant performance I think in a sprint I've seen in a sprint race this season. Siege across the line in second. Vic Mill will come across the line in third, but Venom will gain on the penalties, and a lot of penalties at that. Mace is right on the back of Conti and contacts him, and Mace is around the outside, and he's going to get him, I think, on the straight. Mace has got Conti late on. Wow. Vic Mill down to 6th.
Vic Mill as well. Vic Mill gained a lot of penalties somewhere. Mattis up in P7.
Yeah, Mattis 7th, Storm in 8th, S. Graham and Maximus, are they going to swap positions? No, they're not. S. Graham in 9th, Maximus in 10th, and Spike and Charlie in 11th and 12th, all being it. Hopefully they come around on track safe. What a race in the sprint race. Honey Badger, in the end, dominates that.
Yeah, it was. The first half of the sprint race was completely, action-packed and a little bit messy, but the second part of the race was just the feature race repeated, really. Absolutely dominant performance so far from Honey Badger. I don't think I've seen a more dominant performance, really. Just miles out in front of everyone.
Yeah, looking at Dominic Collins coming in as well, saying he didn't know that. It's a BS rule, to be honest. So if you get damage early on your only real, if you I'll read it again. That's a BS rule, to be honest. So if you get damage early on, your only real option is to retire.
I think that's referring to the disqualification from the feature race. So
yeah. And fair play to Honey Badger, who says great overtake as well. Well, hell for leather. Sprint race, and it is Honey Badger who takes the top step of the podium once again. And I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Dominic Collins, I think, might be VRT Venom's brother or dad, is what I'm thinking. I'm sure they're related. I follow his son on Twitter, if that's the case, or his brother on Twitter. So there you go, that's how I know.
There we go. The more you know.
The more you know, indeed, yeah. But we are here at the end of tonight's action, and what a race we have had, or what two races we've had in prospect. Everyone now leaving the session, but it is Honey Badger who takes a full complement of points here tonight. And remember, the top 10 actually get point scoring finishes, not the top 8 as you see on your screen. Siege in second, Venom from the back of the field in third. I'm going to give him my driver of the day for that performance. Maze in fourth, with Conti in fifth, Vic Mill in sixth, ILRT Matter, one of the forgotten guys out on track, finishing in seventh, a great result for him. Storm in eighth, S. Graham in ninth, Maximus in 10th. They are your top 10 point scoring finishes. Of course, the stewards might want to have a look at any incidents, so these are official, unofficial results, of course. Spike and Charlie also finishing off in 11th and 12th, and what a dive Spike took in that race from 11th place. If it wasn't for that spin, I think he would have ended up second.
Yeah, second was definitely on, but that mistake, it cost him a possible podium, and that's more than certainly.
He got fastest lap.
Any chance of... He did get fastest lap in the end, yeah, but was fastest lap worth it if its second could have been where he finished?
Well, that is it for tonight. I can't believe it's already ended. An hour over like that.
Yeah, absolutely flown by.
Absolutely flown by, and of course it's been a pleasure to commentate alongside you, of course.
Thank you. As the same for me, if I can get my words out. I think it's a bit infectious. I think it's a bit infectious, this not being able to talk properly, but yeah, it's been a pleasure. Yeah,
it has been a pleasure indeed, and of course, if you do want to catch more action here on TTTV, do like, comment, subscribe, and tick that notification bell. The next time we will be live is for TTL F1 on Thursday. No Kieran McKinley? Well, guess who you're going to be stuck with on a Thursday night? Yes, of course, it's me. So I'm going to be taking you through TTL F1 on Thursday night, and it looks like on paper it's going to be a fantastic race. I think we've got a couple of debutants coming in there as well. Friday, of course, is TTSL. We're going to be starting that at 7:30, and it is the final round of the season as well, so this is going to be quite intriguing. And also, we've got Saturday, it is CRC, Competitive Racing Club, and I do believe we are going to be around Nürburgring in the wet, if I'm right in saying. But
wow,
yeah, that's going to be tremendous.
That's going to be
fun. That will be fun for me, commentating on an hour of action of people spinning off. It'll be fantastic. Anyways, of course, if you do want to subscribe, do so. You can follow me on Twitter as well, at B52Head, if you want to look into my daily life. You can also look into Mr. Aidan Carter's daily life as well, at Aidan Carter 5 on Twitter as well. Nothing like a bit of self-promotion here on the streams.
We love it.
We love it, of course, yeah. And if you want to follow more of TTL F2 on Twitter as well, at TTL_F2, all TTG leagues are on Twitter as well, so make sure you go and follow them as well. That is it for tonight. Unbelievable. I can't believe it's that over. Love Island's on in an hour. I don't know what to do with myself. Until then, I've been James Head, he's been Aidan Carter. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next week for round 8 of the championship here in TTL F2. We go to Singapore, another long track. Ooh. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.
Bye.